This is the real secret of the art of Zen. Always be a beginner. Be very careful about this point. If you start to practice Zazen, you will begin to appreciate your beginner's mind. It's the secret of Zen practice. We've been spending a lot of quality time with our dear friend Suzuki Hiroshi, and I was really delighted to recently find out that probably the original place where beginner's mind showed up was this very notoriously famous guy called Dawei Zagong. And he lived in the 12th century of Chinese. And the original quote was, "Don't lose the heart and mind of a beginner for even a minute." So I want to take a little time first to introduce you to this Zen practitioner who actually didn't come to his awakening very easily. So he earned this esteemed right to talk to us about beginner's mind. And then I want to spend a little time just talking about beginner's mind, perhaps from a different perspective. So Dawei entered monastic life around 17, and his first teacher was a Soto Zen teacher. He didn't like our lineage, so he packs up and he goes to another teacher who, after a certain amount of time, even though he was quite intelligent and very bright and very well read, his second teacher, I guess, sent him packing by saying he's a phony Zen master. So finally he ends up with Yuan Wu. Now, most of you probably don't know him, but you do know the Blue Cliff Record. And the Blue Cliff Record has 100 koans, but it also has commentary by Yuan Wu, who became Dawei's teacher. It wasn't very easy. He spent many years with him, but he finally came to his awakening after working on a single koan with 49 rejections. So he worked on it, and Yuan Wu would ring the bell, come back in a few weeks, see what you got. So even though he had this, like very gracious phrase and reminder about the importance of beginner's mind, he had a really a hard side to him. He was really opposed to Soto Zen, the immediate enlightenment movement that we partner. He actually says that those monastics sit around getting calluses on their butts. He didn't mince words. And he really pushed for koan study, because Yuan Wu and himself really are part of the Rinzai lineage. And he got so concerned that people were taking shortcuts in their practice of Zen, their understanding of it, their study of Zen, and particularly when it came to koans. So his master, his teacher, writes the commentary for this very popular book then called the Blue Cliff Record. It was one of those master collections that people used. And he noticed that students were kind of like blowing through it really quickly. They might have even been sharing answers to the koans with each other. And what does he go and do? He burns every single copy of the Blue Cliff record that he could find, and that wasn't enough. He located all the wooden blocks that were used to print it, and he destroyed them. And it took 2 centuries for somebody to find a copy to reintroduce the Blue Cliff record to us. So this guy wasn't fooling around, and he captures the urgency of really not getting into lazy habits with our Zen study, our Zen practice, our Zen life. So when he comes to this phrase of the beginner's mind, he's talking about another great theme that he championed in Rinzai, is great doubt. No, you can't have beginner's mind if you don't have doubt. If you have it all together, there's no beginner's mind. There's just got it together's mind. Not very pleasant, by the way. And he also was very careful about gaming the system, like trying to, like get through koans, get your teacher happy, to get you to move to the next koan, or however you are working. And then, of course, the very heart of it all is his powerful commitment to making sure that your Zen practice is based in your unique experience. Your unique experience. The materials that we study, important, but what's of value is how they open up this center of ourself where we have our own experience. So I want to just turn a little bit to look at this concept of big mind that tracks with all of this. We probably, if you're anything like me, hopefully you're not, but you might be on this, that I just love the concept of big mind. There's something really beautiful about it, and I love the expansiveness of it in the way it kind of it opens up sort of like mirror mind and big sky mind, if you will, where we're, like we're opening up to our reality. But I think Dawi is inviting us to look at this a little bit more rigorous. So I have a teaching story that I love to hate. It's you've all heard it. It's that terrible simile of the river with infants or babies kind of drifting down the river, and the town folk are all crazy, jumping in the river, trying to rescue these children. Don't want to let one of them drown. And somebody says, well, go up the river. But if we go up the river to find out what's happening, we're not going to be able to take care of these babies. And that's the way the simile goes. It's a little trite in some ways, but the point is important. It really is about going to the root causes of things. Like seeing upstream. Like what's at the bottom of whatever we're dealing with? What's at the bottom of those snags in our Zen practice, our ways of interrelating to people around us, ways of dealing with the precepts. What are the bumps there? So there is this passive here and now dimension of beginner's mind. But what I want to do is to really invite you and me to looking at beginner's mind with a little bit more of Daoi's intensity and with the muscular activity that he brings to his practice. So a couple points on that. The first thing is please join me in bringing beginner's mind to beginner's mind. Bring this enlivened beginner's mind to the way we're carrying beginner's mind, or like not knowing. Really take a look at how we're carrying that. Those are beautiful phrases, but they could get rote, and they could lose the sharp edge of the knife that in Zen cuts both ways, to give life and take away life. So that would be the first thing I would say we need to really pay attention to. The second thing is when we take a look at ourselves and we get into this habitual way of perhaps unconsciously presenting ourselves to the world in a particular way. We all do that. We grow into that. And it's a way that we want to be seen and received. And I think bringing beginner's mind to this requires some really a good amount of courage and fortitude to really look at it. What's going on? How do we want to be seen? The nice person, the smart person, the funny person, the powerful person, the skillful person, the loving person, however we want to present ourselves. I think we're being invited by Dao and myself to, let's look at that. Like what's under it? Is it fear of rejection? Is this sense that so many of us carry? I think all of us in one way or the other feel like, there's a broken, defective part that doesn't live up to what's needed, part that might be unlovable or unworthy. But penetrate the way we present ourselves and would like to be seen, and bring beginner's mind to it. And the same with parts of ourselves that we really don't want to look at. We all know what they are. We don't want to spend time with them. They're like bad company we want to avoid. But bring beginner's mind to it. Look at it fresh. And then the last thing is really be open to doubt. Doubt in yourself. It's not very cachet in our culture that says, like we shouldn't be people that doubt ourselves. But in the hands of discriminatory mind, that's deadly. In the hands of beginner's mind, big mind, it can be really liberating to just make sure, we don't got it all together. We don't have to. We don't have to be this very strong ego that is perpetually sure of itself. So all of this is an invitation not to beat up ourselves, but to carry what we discover with beginner's mind in a very loving, gentle, kind, compassionate way. And this is where it all comes together. It's not simply to get self-knowledge. It's to open up the channels for transformation. If we get stuck just on the surface and the passive side of Zazen, the lovely comfort and centeredness that it offers us, we're not going to go far enough to really allow the transformation to happen. So let's all head upstream, okay? Who knows? You might encounter that source that shines clear and bright, and those lovely branching streams that flow through our own darkness.